I'm going to go ahead and use this icon box. I'm just going to drag it and drop it. You can see by default Elementor is showing some colors, and here's the body color right here, and then here is the color for the heading, and then the same color is being pulled in for the icon. Now at this point there's two things you can do. You can click right here, click on style, and then you can put in a color. So say I wanted to change it to this darker color, I could do that, and then I could do the same thing for the content. I can change the title color right here, and I could change the description color right here, and I could do that for every element that I drop onto my page. But here's where this becomes problematic. What happens if you say did this for 15 different elements on a single page, and you later decided, I'm not so sure I like that gray. I want to go ahead and try a different color out and see how it looks. You're going to have to go in here and click on every single one manually, and then click on the colors and actually change those colors. And you can see how impractical that is. Now imagine if you had 10 pages with the same amount of content. That would be 150 things you need to update just to see a different color, and this is where global colors come in. So what I'm going to do before I show you about that, I'm going to go and change that color back. I'm going to go here and I'm going to clear that out and put it back to that default color. So I'm going to go to the settings inside Elementor right here, and first we're going to click on global colors, and this blue is essentially being pulled from whatever is set right here as the primary color. So we have primary, secondary, text, that's the color that's being used here, and then an accent color, and this is where you're going to want to put in the colors for the color scheme that you chose. Now there are some color palettes here that you can just play around with. So if I wanted to test this, you see how it automatically changes out all the colors based upon whatever I'm choosing here. Now, none of these color palettes I find useful personally. You're definitely going to want to go here and put your colors that you've already chosen. Let me click on discard. So you would want to go for each one. Primary, put in your color code, say it is this color right there, and go for it and put those in for each of them. Now what happens with this is when you want to come and change this blue, you only have to come to one place, and it's global on your entire website. And this is why it is very important that you use this color palette as much as possible so that your website is easier to make changes moving forward. So now if I wanted to make a new element on this page, I'll show you what happens. So say I wanted a new icon box. I'm going to just put that in a new section. You can see it's automatically pulling now from the global color setting. So you can see how if you have your color scheme in the global colors all loaded up, there is a lot less work to building out this website, because you're going to have to change the style very minimally on the different elements that you're using because you already put them in globally. Now there's also this color picker right here, and so what this is predefined colors that you can easily select on any of the elements that allow you to change the color. So let me show you what I mean by that. So say on this icon box here, I didn't want to use the global color, and that's okay. So I'm going to go to style, and right here I'm going to choose the color that I want. And you notice what we have here is a color palette, and that is what that setting is. You can choose what you want in this color palette, and what that allows you to do is it's another time saver, because you can just come here, and if it's a frequently used color, you can just click and it's really easy to access. So let me show you that. So I'm going to go back into my color picker and say this green, I'll just change this and say I want to make it this very obvious kind of pink purple color like that, and there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and click apply, and now I'm going to go and I'm going to click on this icon box. I'm going to go into Style again, and I'm going to click on Primary Color, and look, there is the color that we selected in the color palette. Now, this isn't a global setting, just so you know, meaning if I change this color in the color palette, it's not going to change here. That would be nice if it could, but that's not how this works. This is just giving you easy access to pre-selected colors, so you don't have to look at this grid here and try to choose your color, or every time have to copy and paste the color code in. It's just a huge time saver to, in the beginning, load everything up in the color picker and your global fonts. You're going to save so much time building your website, and it's going to really help you to have a more consistent design in terms of color and the colors that you've chosen to use.